Hi guys, happy 11/11 portal. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day today, and thank you as well for everyone who reached out and wished me happy birthday this weekend. I appreciate it, felt the love, and I am back from my travels from my birthday celebration, so it's good to be back at work, back on here, and perfect timing with that 11/11 portal. So I thought that today I would do a channeled message from your twin flame, or you can also relate these messages from a soulmate, just whatever resonates for you. So there are three groups to choose from. Group one is the Amethyst heart. Group two is the Selenite heart. And group three is the Amazonite heart. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups, or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to. I'll give you a minute to make your selection, and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. And up next is a close-up photo of the crystals to help you better make your selection. Hi, group one. You chose the Amethyst heart. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and then I'll follow that up with some standalone message cards and close the reading out with some initials. So let's see, what does your twin flame or your soulmate want you to know right now from their higher self? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Cups, Six of Wands, Three of Pentacles, Five of Cups, Four of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. I have to stop myself so often and soak in the essence of gratitude that I feel every time I contemplate just how rare of a coincidence it is that we have encountered one another in this lifetime. I want to pull out all the stops and do what I can to convince you that although my progress towards you may be slow and at times it seems that I have halted and am content to remain in place, that the core of me is determined to find a way through all of the barriers which keep us apart, to do what I can internally and externally to ready myself to be the proper person for you to align with fully, because I don't want to miss this chance with you and risk that it will take another millennia before the stars align perfectly and I am able to look so lucidly into your eyes the way that I have on every occasion that I have encountered you. From the moment we first crossed paths, you awakened something inside of me that has been unable to go back to sleep and has interfered with my ability to rest comfortably within the disarray of certain circumstances I have perpetuated in my own life for far too long. You are that guiding star and that motivation that encourages me to be brave when my courage falters. I reach for you in the darkness, through the heart of me, and I feel your energy entwining with mine, and in that moment I know that anything is possible and that nothing can stand in the way of our connection coming into blissful fruition, and you are that reminder that love truly is the strongest force within this galaxy that helps me to think outside of the box when it comes to doing the impossible and aligning with the person I have meant to become for so long. There are things about you that stir up questions within me that are not always comfortable to address. I know I have let you down in the past when I let my fears get the better of me, and I stood still in place and left you no options other than to explore beyond the conditions and circumstances of our arrangement with one another in order to seek your happiness and fulfillment in ways that I was unable to provide to you fully. Your absence has illuminated for me a deep hole inside that I have tried to fill over time with many frivolous things, but only your energy and the reality of you has come close to providing some sort of soothing medicine that reassures me that this hollowed out part is capable of being loved just as much as the fullness inside of me that brings you smile and joy on so many occasions. Thank you for being patient, even though I know you have received signs and guidance that have encouraged you to set off in alternative directions and to leave me behind forever. I am frustrated with myself for getting in my own way and creating a long road home for the two of us when it should have been straight and easy for us right from the start. You have helped to show me aspects of my character that were regretfully underdeveloped, and I have been working hard behind the scenes to close certain doors that kept me in a lesser version of myself, fearful to step beyond my comfort zone and to be anything other than what the world has expected of me up to now. And for this, no matter what happens between the two of us, I will always be eternally grateful to you. You are the one who illustrates for me that all things are possible, and I no longer have the ability to hide within the myriad of excuses that my busy inner critic comes up with to keep me distracted from the reality that it is just as simple as I love you and you love me, and that this is a proper enough foundation in order to explore and to experiment with different ways in which we can merge both our strengths and our weaknesses and come out stronger together as one. You are my destiny, and I cannot keep evading you, and so it's important that I be very firm with myself at this time in terms of blocking out distractions that would only create further delays between the two of us, because the reality is that time does not seem to be so friendly when it comes to the idea of you and I beginning our life together finally. And so I am done waiting for that divine hand of providence to nudge me any more forcefully than it already has in the direction of you. I'm getting ready to do something impulsive that is necessary and will put an end to all of the questions which still linger and hang between the two of us, that have been a cloak, but which I am now wanting to use as a bridge so that I can swiftly make my way to you and have it be in terms of forever this time. Thank you for being the amazing person that you are, and for your inner strength, which inspires me to be more courageous than I have ever allowed myself to be before. Thank you for being that incentive that brings out the better person from where it has been hiding deep inside. So let's see what else your twin flame or soulmate wants you to know right now. And we have, I need to make a decision. I'm really attracted to you. You are always in my dreams. I shouldn't have let you go. Is it too late to apologize? I'm scared you will reject me. I blame others instead of taking responsibility. I check up on you through social media. Let's get through this together. And I sabotaged our connection out of insecurity. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got P, G, T, V, X, B O U U T H K D G L W Y R and W. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link for that in the bio. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, group 2. I chose the Selenite heart. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and then I'll follow that up with some standalone message cards and close the reading out with some initials. So let's see, what does your twin flame or your soulmate want you to know at this time? Okay, we have the Three of Wands, the King of Wands, the World, the Eight of Cups, the Devil, Six of Swords, Six of Pentacles, the Tower, the Four of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. Someone has been standing in the way of the forward progression of our situation, and that person is the embodiment of my dark side, my ego, the one that I have always leaned towards in order to make my way in the world, that I now understand has been my biggest saboteur when it comes to the notion of you and I, and progression towards that happily ever after that I yearn for so deep inside, despite the fact that I have done so much in order to sow seeds of doubt inside of you and to create a heaviness that now it is my task and challenge to chip away at gradually and in a permanent sense, so that if you are good enough to give me an opportunity to redeem myself with you, that there is no fear that I will ever again run and hide behind the self-created illusion that my heart is something to be distrusted and that my mind is the sole authority that would lead me in directions to find my wish fulfillment in someone other than you. You challenge everything inside of me and what I have come to understand and define as my role within loving partnerships. I have resented you for that for quite some time, but I see now that this has been a saving grace, because the more I have collapsed underneath the weight that I have been living a lie out loud, the more I have begun to see that between the cracks in my facade there is an opportunity for a different kind of light, not to pour in towards me, but to come out from where it has been held deep within. I think this is what you were always pointing towards when you looked at me with such compassion and acceptance at the times when I showed you my worst face of all. I thought that you were a fool, that you didn't really know who I was, because certainly someone couldn't be so soft energetically with a scoundrel such as me. And then it took being at a distance from you and hearing the echo of what might have been so clearly that it haunted me like a ghost, in order for me to understand that you never were speaking to the reality of me, but to who I can and should become. I was taught to not believe in the potential of things, but to take at face value what is presented and run with that. I see that this has only led to me being trapped within a cycle of stagnation, and it feels like you are some kind of divine intervention that had been placed in my path in order to jostle me free from such rigid standards, only I couldn't appreciate or understand that about you at the time when there was more of an open dialogue between the two of us. I am in a dark place within myself, but I am also aware that within this is the potential to become the light that I have needed to be for me, that might in some way provide a torch through which I can maneuver the catacombs that I have created through my resistance that separate the two of us now, that I can follow my heart finally to where it guides me towards you, my beacon in the night. And in this way, I can come back to you, not begging for forgiveness and filling your cup with empty promises, but with something more substantial in terms of my character and who I am determined to become as a human being, which I hope more than makes up for the great amends that I owe to you for everything that you tried to do for me previously, that I was too stubborn to accept and see for the loving gestures that they really were and still are. The memories of the two of us together in times that were more innocent are some of the fondest things that I peel myself away from my current reality and fall back into like a sanctuary where I am reminded of a sense of home that helps me to differentiate between the illusions that play with my emotions and the reality that I am better suited in an environment other than the one which I currently move about with great impatience and also with a degree of clumsiness that was never there before. Structures in my life are tumbling left and right, and I at first was resentful about this, thinking it was some kind of bad karma for the ways in which I have resisted our connection for so long. But I understand in some fragmented way that this is in fact love pulling me forward beyond what no longer serves. I had the opportunity to let go of many things. Now I am being dragged into a new chapter of my own reality. And even though there is so much that needs to be cleared up in terms of misunderstandings and plain untruths that I delivered to you, it feels inevitable that there will be an opportunity for us to get things right and really have the type of fresh beginning that we have always been deserving of once I go through this process of shedding the illusions of who I have been in order to allow the divine to shape me into who I must be for myself and for the ways in which I am to align with you for a great and deep purpose that can only be defined as love. I am shifting my priorities. I am trying to let go of frivolous dreams that have only kept me chasing while emptying me out in the core of who I am inside. I'm seeing beyond the masks that others have presented to me that kept me loyal to things that never really had my best interests at heart for too long. I am resentful at all the time that has been wasted in my life, and it feels that if I had done a better job of being more aware prior to encountering you, then we might be in a different place within our narrative with each other. I hope that whatever is happening in your life, that fortune is smiling upon you, that you have come through any difficult chapters you have been thrust into on account of me. I know that you are no longer the same person that I once walked away from, and this compelling mystery encourages me to do my best to try and ride these waves of change as I can, so that on the other side of this fearful process there is something clearer and more humble inside of me that might be exactly the version of myself that is intended to surrender to the power of this connection as a conduit for both of us to understand what the best versions of ourselves can be together and apart. I thank you for being my toughest lesson in this life, and it's a hard pill to swallow, the reality that I might turn up at your doorstep only to find that there is another person standing by your side, at which time I will have to content myself with being married to the shadow of what might have been between the two of us for the duration of this lifetime. My prayers are very singular at this moment in time, and that is that I will be given one chance to make things right between the two of us. I know that I have put my trust in things that have only betrayed me previously, and so I unfairly categorize the potential between the two of us before giving our experience the opportunity to prove my misconceptions wrong. I see you now as the reflection of me, both the flaws and the aspects that can be rendered into something useful. I am watching you from afar and am trying to model my vibration to what I sense coming from you. The times when you are open and the times when you close yourself away have been so instructional to me as far as how I can move within this frequency of change that seems to be pulling us both into different directions, but which I am certain will lead us back towards each other when the time is right. So those are your messages. Let's see what else your twin flame or soulmate wants you to know right now. Okay, and we have, I am truly sorry. Please give me some time to heal. You mean the world to me. You are always in my dreams. It's hard for me to tell you the truth. I love spending time with you. I abandoned our connection out of fear. I'm not sure how you will react. No one compares to you. And I have regrets. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got L, I, N, X, Y, O, R, W, O, D, A, S, D, B, Z, U, S, T, and J. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link for that in the bio. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. I chose the Amazonite heart. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and then I'll follow that up with some standalone message cards and close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Devil, the Emperor, Knight of Wands, Ten of Wands, Five of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. Please don't run from me. I know that it is overwhelming to experience this turn of events between the two of us when there have been so many false starts up to this point in time. But I need to present myself to you directly and not waste time with trying to fill your mind with promises when the reality of who I have been working to become should suffice to provide you all the explanation you need that I really have turned over a new leaf and have become someone entirely different on account of the fact that I took the reality that I might miss out on this beautiful opportunity between the two of us to heart. I know that you are used to having your hopes raised only to have them dashed whenever you have opened your heart to people in the past. You need not speak a word. Disappointment is written all over your face, and so I know that trust is something that you are giving lightly at this point in your life, and it is not lost to me that this is the greatest gift you have bestowed upon me overall. I want to prove to you that your heart is safe with me, that I have become so sturdy inside of myself that even the waves of emotion which capsize you at times is nothing that could topple my adoration for you, even in the worst moments. I am filled with a sense of vengeance towards anyone that made you feel like you were hard to love before. I know I have created wounds inside of you that have needed to be stitched up, but I also know that there have been worse monsters in your past that have set you upon this healing journey that has created the road upon which I have encountered you. I am trying to be steady and patient in the ways in which I prove to you that I am that provider and protector that you have been yearning for. You have been carrying such a heavy weight single-handedly, and I think this quality is one of your most beautiful. But I need you to know that you don't need to shoulder the weight of the responsibilities you face and the reality that your past has left with you all alone. There is something better for you in this life, and you don't need to go out seeking in order to find it. I need you to be still and allow me to steer us in a better direction, because you have been navigating single-handedly for so long, and I can tell within your energy that you are exhausted and looking for a safe space to fall back into in order to soften and bloom into the next cherished version of yourself that I know I will be the lucky person who gets the pleasure of experiencing and facilitating the advancement of alongside you firsthand. You are a vision wrapped in everything I could have hoped for within a person, and there are times where I am silent because I am simply regarding you for both the work in progress and the masterpiece that you are, and I have to remind myself that yes, I really am this lucky in the here and now. I have been working on my jealousy issues, and the fact that your energy is glowing so brightly has attracted so many curious eyes towards you, and I know that it is part of my purpose to stand my ground and allow you to soak up the admiration that you are well deserving of at this time in your life. I don't want to dim your shine or be anything that eclipses your presence within this reality, for I sense that the beauty and wonder of all that you are as a person has some kind of bigger intended purpose within the lives of those whose paths you cross. I don't want to be a person that interferes with the liberation of the hearts of others simply because my own lower nature would encourage me at times to feel threatened by the fact that everyone that meets you starts swimming with love in their eyes from even a few moments spent in your company. Yes, I am possessive over you. Yes, I want you all for myself. Yes, I understand that there is something about you which this world needs, and so I cannot be selfish and keep you behind closed doors, although everything inside of me wants to claim you as my treasure and put you away in a safe hiding place where only you and I can explore the unfathomable and profound depths of the wonder of who you are as a person and who we become together when the moment and energies are right. You were so unexpected, and you blew open the doors on the ways in which I had been living stuck within a routine. It has been a wide awakening and all parts of my being to come to the understanding that you are that answered prayer standing before me in flesh, and that there is no need for me to raise my fist to the sky in indignation anymore, because someone from up above has seen my need and my yearning and has answered that so precisely in the form of you. I want to help to rewrite the misconceptions that you have as far as partnerships are concerned. I want to take the time to learn the ways in which each person has done a disservice to you emotionally, so that I can step up and stand in the place where those wounds are currently glaring, so that you are able to direct your focus and attention toward a more loving experience, which then may help you to look at the world itself more lovingly in time. I know that our connection has the power to heal wounds within both of us that we were not even aware had existed before. You activate something within me which is determined to do what it takes in order to understand you, even at the times where you are at a loss for words and can do no more than simply sit in the reality of wanting so much for our partnership to work out substantially and effectively, and also being ready to collapse into the place of all of that being washed away, as so many possibilities had been for you previously. We have each been walking parallel paths through lands of destruction and rejection in order to come into this place and time where there is finally the opportunity for things to go our way and for the answer to be yes to the question of if this is truly love. You have helped to awaken the poet inside of me, and I want to learn the ways in which your love language was never properly deciphered by others, so that I can show you in a multilingual way that I will not fail to provide for you all of those reassurances that you need in order to understand that you are perfect as you are, even as you change like the seasons in such a beautiful way. You are a person who I respect deeply, one who I feel it is a privilege to experience in this lifetime. You are unlike other people in the best possible way, and you have helped me to reframe the idea of what it means to be tossed around by life and still move with an open heart that believes in happily ever after. You have given me every reason to let go of my pessimism and jadedness that had encrusted me in certain ways due to circumstances that failed to thrive in my past. I look at you as a fresh beginning, and also as the place where all the wisdom that love and life has taught me can be properly applied and understood by another person. I look forward to the opportunity of creating a beautiful love story with you in the different ways that we each need through these phases of our reality. Even though we each have free will because this is the earth realm, it feels that it is so inevitable and that the idea of choice in the matter of you and I is laughable. I have tried at times to put the brakes on the ways in which my passion for you revs its engine and pushes me forth beyond the threshold of my own comfort zone. I have found it is a fruitless pursuit to try and close my heart off to you even just a little bit. And so I am plunging headfirst into the deep waters of this connection. I am open-minded. I am expanding my spiritual repertoire and knowledge. I am embracing certain qualities and skills inside of me that I had simply tucked away into my shadow, but which have taken on new meaning since I have seen them embodied so beautifully within you. I look forward to the partnership that we will create. I look forward to leaving the world as a better place than we each found it when we come together as one, and the echo of our love changes the fabric of space and time for the better all around us. It is a privilege and an honor to be looked at so lovingly by you, and I will do my best every day for the rest of my life to make sure that you never question your worthiness, beauty, or value as a person ever again. So, those are your messages. Let's see what else your twin flame or soulmate wants you to know. Okay, and we have, I love spending time with you. I abandoned our connection out of fear. I love to flirt with you. I have a surprise for you. I want to take our relationship to the next level. We will reunite soon. I'm so happy when I am around you. Meeting you is the best thing that ever happened to me. You give me butterflies, and I am truly sorry. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got R, A, D, B, D, G, C, E, O, R, F, X, I, S, U, M, O, S, and B. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you'd like a personal reading, there's a link for that in the bio. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.